Yeah!
Scene culture is a subculture that was emerged in the early 2000s. It's a very unique, colourful style, very pop style. It was heavily influenced by punk and emo. But the scene culture was all about self-expression and creativity. The way it was expressed is a lot of colourful clothing with a lot of accessories, and their hair was a very good style too. It had this very sharp and straight style. They often used hair extensions too, colourful hair extensions. They also dyed their hair to make it colourful and match the style of their clothing too. Overall, it was a very creative and very expressive and unique style. They used eyeliner and other kind of makeup too. But a thing about the culture is that it was largely centered around music and bands such as My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy, which is also why a lot of scene music, or people consider scene-ish or talking about scene, is mentioning those artists, especially My Chemical Romance. And as an example of one of the scene songs that we would listen to back in the days was this one. The scene culture was also associated with particular activities and hobbies, such as attending concerts, going to local shows, and creating music. The scene culture wasn't really about fitting into the mainstream. In fact, it was the opposite. The scene culture celebrated difference and uniqueness. Speaking of uniqueness, it also had its own art style. And as you can see, its art style is very similar to its actual style. The style was known for bright and often clashing colours. It had a very heavy use of black and white, and it also has an emphasis on DIY and handmade aesthetics. The style was overall cartoonish and exaggerated with exaggerated facial expressions, sharp lines and distinctive hairstyles. The popular symbols on scene is hearts, skulls, stars and butterflies, logos, and also some cartoon characters. Dirt seems to be a big part of the scene culture for some reason. They also often add a lot of rainbows or something in the background, gradients, and glitter. Pretty much just a lot of stickers. Most popular sticker I've seen in a lot of the art is the RAR sticker. They also use a lot of silly quotes in their art too. I've seen quite a few of them use the "I drink glitter glue." Another fun fact is that it was heavily influenced by emo and punk on the art style too. Scene style was mainly found in the United States, which is pretty much why you don't see any in Australia, or here I should say. Okay, and last but not least, we're gonna do a quick glossary on what the words mean that they used back then. Also, some of them still use it today because some of them still exist. So, for example, of course they were going to use a lot of weird words and cringe words because obviously it was in the 2000s and people thought it was cool back then. Okay, so "Rah" actually means "I love you" in dinosaur. And let's just say a lot of people liked "I love you" words because, I don't know, to be honest, but a lot of people liked those kind of cutesy words and weird kind of words like that. Where I did my research was all on Google and YouTube. Also Safari, but those were the only websites I could use. So pretty much that's mainly all the research I could get. So tell me if I've missed any. By the way, credit to Fentanyl for the background music. Here's her YouTube channel. But I also got a few things that other people said about the scene style and what they think of it, and people who are scene themselves. Obviously, I had to blur out the names for privacy reasons. So here you go.